Well, Tiger Creek was first started back in 1995 with the Tiger Missing Link Foundation, which is now defunct. We have replaced it with the National Foundation for Rescued Animals. We went through a little bit of a rebranding early last year, so we stopped being Tiger Creek Wildlife Refuge, as a lot of people in our history knew about. We're now Tiger Creek Animal Sanctuary. And with that name change, we actually broadened our mission. So no, we're not just focusing on the exotic feline species anymore. We're now going to broaden our depth of scope into everything you see out here, plus whatever comes through our gates and needs a home.
Brian Warner, he's the founder. When he was about 6 years old, he always used to go to the Cincinnati Zoo in Ohio. He always said he loved the cats there, and that's why he went there. He'd go there a couple times a week with his family, with his parents. So when he got out of the military around the early 90s, he decided to start Tiger Creek and start saving tigers. In 1993 or 1994 in Ohio, that's when he got his first tiger. I was about 3 to 4 years old. So from there on, you know, it was relatively easy to get cats at that time. You could buy them cheap. You could get them really easily. And he saw that and he said, okay, I want to stop that. I want to stop the black market. I want to stop the cats where you can just buy them and, you know, do whatever you want with them. So he started Tiger Creek. 1996, that's when it all started. That's when we got our second cat and we moved out here.
Over the last 23-ish years, we've had a total of around 65 to 70 individuals pass through our gates. Our population currently now sits at about 35 or 36. I'd have to do the count real quick in my head. I don't think I've actually accounted for the tortoises and the raccoons yet, so it might be more than that. All the animals that come out here come from different circumstances, and the important thing is that this is their forever home. We've had animals come from facilities that were shut down, from facilities that were hit by natural disaster and had to close down, animals that were privately kept illegally, or were kept and were just too much for the original owners to handle at that point. The continuing mission of Tiger Creek is going to be to take in those exotic felines, but now we can kind of preface that out by bringing in other species that need help as well. The overarching goal, like I said, is just for this to become the forever home for these animals. We want this to be a place where they are going to be able to claim sanctuary. A lot of people have a different idea about the word sanctuary. I think it's a little more all-encompassing because it does take in a safe home, refuge, a place where an animal can go and it can be housed by the staff out here and be cared for the rest of its life.
Most of the cats we get, some of them when they come in, they're in very bad health. They come from circuses, they come from private owners, malnutrition. So a lot of them, a good majority of them are in pretty bad health. So we try to counteract that bad health and get them back on track. And sometimes we can, sometimes we can't.
A lot of people don't realize how endangered these species are. Most of these big cats live in captivity right here in East Texas, and it's not in very good situations. Whether it be from people who get them as little cubs and think, oh my gosh, they're so cute and cuddly, and then whenever they grow into 400, 500 pound animals, they don't have the means to take care of them anymore, or whether it be something where they feel like they can make profit off of these animals.
So Kenny ended up coming out to our property, and then we ended up with Pepe and Scrunches when they were tiny cubs, and they came from Cancun, Mexico originally. Believe that they were originally bought on the exotic pet market. Their original owner, I was told, would originally just take them out to the beach, and that's where he would make his money for the day, allowing tourists to take photos with the cubs, load them up at the end of the day, go home, come back and do it the next day. Why that ended up not being how they spent the rest of their lives, probably because of either the cost that was exhibited with just feeding the animals, or the size got a little bit more difficult to control, and just basically the interest in an animal that is no longer a tiny cute baby. People don't want to take photos of it, they want to find the next cute thing to move on to. So they ended up being sold to another property that was exhibiting animals for commercial enterprise. That facility was actually shut down by the Mexican government for animal rights abuse. So when Pepe and Scrunches originally came out to us, they were very, very sick, basically bald from mange. They had a lot of problems with their feet because they were housed on a concrete bunker basically, so they were walking on concrete for the majority of their early lives. We've been able to correct a lot of that except for where Scrunches is concerned.
Well, the highs of the experience was we get to work around these exotic cats every day. They're just majestic animals, so that's a great high. I love doing that. I would say probably the worst thing about it is seeing them grow up and get to that stage where they're dying, and being around them so long, building that relationship with them. And that's probably the worst thing to see, is them actually passing, even though it's nature. It's still hard. as far as funding, you know, we are a nonprofit, so we are off just funds. That's a challenge, but I think we do well with it. My favorite cat is his name was Puppy. He originally came to us. His name was Dracula. His got that name because his front canines were so long. That's probably one of my favorite ones. He's a real lovable guy and just always making noises when you come up to him. So he was pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. He ended up passing away here a while back, so he's no longer with us on the park.
If you don't already know, or if you're not aware of the things that these big cats go through, I encourage you to please do your research and to come out and visit us to learn more, because without us, these cats have nothing. And if it wasn't for a place like us and them having a place to come, you know, it would have ended up a bad situation, whether that be, you know, death or staying in bad situations that they were already in. So we just really want to raise awareness to people to come out and to support us and to learn more about exotic cats, because they really need us. They're like babies. Without us, they can do nothing.